Hey, what's going on, Dan Morgan? Yeah, nice to meet you, man. I mean, sometimes you literally forget what city you're in just because you're traveling so much.
He's one of those guys I got to kick out of here sometimes. Dan, go home.
Hey, I thought it was all over.
Welcome to episode 2. This is Who the Heck is Dan Morgan? This one we're going to December 26, 2019 when he was with the Bills. Really excited to see his energy and everything like that. As you know from the first episode, he's got a history in the University of Miami. He is now in Carolina with us. Super excited. McCandless as well as Brant Tillis. So congratulations to Tepper on those hires. Really sportsology. And yeah, let's get into it.
Who are your eyes on?
He's a good player.
Yep, and a good young man.
Yeah, he flashes on tape.
Scouting and adding personnel is a 12-month thing in the NFL for most teams.
Hey, what's going on, Dan Morgan?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
I got one of my boys up there, Ed Oliver.
Oh, yeah. You're busy all day. You're busy all day long. You're watching tape. You're evaluating the guys. We're constantly writing reports. There's always something to do. Hey, what's going on, Dan Morgan? Yeah, nice to meet you, man. I mean, sometimes you literally forget what city you're in just because you're traveling so much.
He's one of those guys I got to kick out of here sometimes. Dan, go home.
Did you think?
I'm not going to lie, as a Carolina Panthers fan, that is amazing. Dan Morgan has a pedigree, came from a player, became a great executive, and hopefully he continues that with us.
When you were playing, you wanted to get into front office stuff?
You know what? I knew I wanted to do something around football. That's what's going to make you successful is you put your ego to the side and you focus on what you're doing now. Let's go.
Let go.
Let's do it. We want to bring in players that are smart.
The Buffalo Bills select Ed Oliver.
He's in trouble down near the end zone. He is sacked. It is Ed Oliver.
Line up in the right place. They're going to be in the right spot.
Buffalo Bills select Cody Ford.
We're looking for that type of DNA. Guys that have grit.
Devin Singletary.
Hell yeah, man. Hopefully you bring that over here to Carolina because we certainly as hell need it. One of the things I'm going to try and pull up here right quick is his draft history for the Bills while I'm doing
Touchdown Buffalo, Devin Singletary, the motor.
Guys that pops off the tape that they're just having fun out there.
Dawson Knox.
Running after the catch, knocking down Bengals along the way.
Truly because they love it and they want to be great.
Ball knocked out of his hands. Ed Oliver raked it out. Touchdown Buffalo, unbelievable. John Brown, the motor, Devin Singletary.
Really what it comes down to is just finding good football players. And at the end of the day, we're doing what's best for the Buffalo Bills.
Man, it looks like he's doing that too. Also, shout out to the Buffalo Bills for putting this together. Also, shout out to Josh Allen for, really coming back this year. Made me a believer. As you guys know, I've always been a Bills truther. I do not think that he can win a Super Bowl with the Bills. But last year, to be honest, really proved me wrong. Obviously, he was faltering some, 4th and 1, 3rd and 1 touchdowns and stuff like that from some running backs. But if he can commit to a run game, Josh Allen has a really, really, really great potential. I'm just very curious how you guys handle Diggs now and all those other things. So.
It is the Buffalo Bills and the Dallas Cowboys. Happy Thanksgiving, Bills fans.
Again, reminder, this came out December 26, 2019.
Yeah, here we go, man. Big game. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Brandon ain't nervous.
Brandon?
Yeah.
I think we're all nervous.
What?
I'm just always that way. I was like that when I played.
Like Buffalo.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you like it.
Really good place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You hang out
Good
at
culture.
the big tree? Or is it the green tree?
Oh, the place like right around the corner?
What's the name of that place?
Yeah, Big Tree.
Big Tree.
Yeah.
Dan's our director of player personnel, so he is technically over both of our college scouting and our pro scouting department.
Did you think when you were playing, you wanted to get into front office stuff?
You know what? I knew I wanted to do something around football, so, the opportunity came about in Seattle, and it's kind of just been going, man, working my way up.
And you did it, man. GM of the Carolina Panthers. Congratulations on the hire. Again, I'm a little hesitant because, Adam Peters was out there for a little bit, but being a former player, I'm excited to see what you're going to do, man. I have full faith.
What's up, Beaner? You know Brandon Bean?
Hey, Brandon, Scott Kaplan, how are you? Pleasure to meet you, man.
So I was in Carolina when we drafted Dan in 2001, and just big-time player, leader, tough, smart, dependable.
When I got drafted to Carolina, we pretty much started at the same time, and then Joe Shane our assistant GM, so that's how we all know each other.
Most former
I didn't know that.
players that step into the front office
I just didn't think that they would like conglomerate or congregate. I think that's the word I was looking for.
generally step to a higher rung than where Dan did.
I flew out to Seattle in 2009, 2010, did an internship, a summer internship. So I just came in basically as just like a pro personnel scout, the lowest the low, made bare minimum money, and just worked my way up.
Most tackles in the game.
Super Bowl?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think if you are going to make it, that's what's going to make you successful, is you put your ego to the side and you focus on what you're doing now and you try to perfect that craft just like you did as a player.
2 seconds, 1 second, there it is. The Bills win it 26-15 on Thanksgiving Day in Dallas.
Usually I fly back with the team wherever we go, but you know, since it's Thanksgiving, it's a little unique in the sense that I went to Texas A&M on Wednesday. I was there, and then I drove and met the team in Dallas. Now we're in the car, we're driving to Austin, Texas. We'll see Texas Tech play at Texas. I'll have my eyes on certain players, and then we'll fly to Oklahoma City and we'll see Oklahoma play Oklahoma State.
For most of the season, he's seeing multiple schools either during the week or on game day. And there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of planning. And
Yeah, man, this sounds like a rigorous job. I mean, obviously, I've always been one of those people that love being in airports. I'm a weird one. The idea of flying around and doing this for a living, and actually making a livable wage, obviously, it would be a dream come true for young Nick. But yeah, it blows my mind that he's able to just stay on task, and to be honest, select players at a high level. I'm going to get into his draft history and stuff in the future, so look out for that later in the series.
a lot of times he's trying to do work in airports, on planes, and then you're dealing with rental cars, you're dealing with weather, you got to get to the school, you got to know where you're going.
You're busy all day. You're busy all day long. All you're doing is you're watching tape, you're evaluating the guys. We're constantly writing reports and identifying players, adding players to our system. There's always something to do.
By the way, what a cool game to be able to go to. Texas Tech at Texas. Super, super awesome. Definitely want to go to a Texas game one day.
Hey, what's going on, Dan Moore?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
He played here.
Yeah.
He played here. He's a legend here.
Oh, hell.
All right.
He coaches here.
Oh, okay, what do you coach?
D-line.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got one of my boys up there, Ed Oliver.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
in Houston with him.
Where are you?
Yeah, he's a freak.
He is. He had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Yeah.
He loves that ball, man.
He does.
Yeah.
That
He's got
dude,
some things you can't coach.
yeah, he's got that dog in him,
Oh.
big time. We have a saying, we want to bring in players that are smart, that are tough, and that are dependable.
Put your eyes on.
Man, do I love that. Smart, tough, dependable, in that order. Man, if you got it between here, it's a lot easier to play football, from what I understand, especially at such a high level. Obviously, not a former NFL player or anything like that here, but man, you got to have something great between those ears.
He's a good player.
Yep, and a good young man.
He's tall, man. He's a big dude.
Much this athlete, right?
Yeah, he flashes on tape.
You know?
Yeah.
All of a sudden they go, oh, the linebacker's as fast as the safety.
Yeah, exactly. Man, pleasure to meet, man. Yeah, you too.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Matthew McConaughey. My wife would lose her goddamn mind.
Take care. I think we're all on the same page about what type of players that we want to bring in the building, the type of character guys. And Sean and Brandon have just done a really good job of letting us all know exactly what they want, and then we go find it. So
some guys can be very smart, but they can be robotic. Instincts are big. This guy has an
Yeah, that's one thing that I've learned. I mean, you listen to former players, and they say, you're either too smart because you're overthinking it and you're not playing football, or you're playing football and not seeing what you're supposed to be seeing. So you're not interpreting the field, the formations, and everything like that. So I think that's a very interesting point, and something that we see reflected all the time. Guys like Palomalu, or to be honest, the Ravens' Roquan Smith. Dude would just see it see the play happen and execute. If it's off script, it's off script. You got to do what you got to do. You don't want to become a Chase Young where you're just out there hunting for, big plays instead of being smart. You still need to execute the play properly. But if you are going to be able to blow up something that the offense is doing as a defensive player, man, do it.
Understanding a feel, when the play breaks down, he knows what to do.
Sometimes, you can get mesmerized with the way somebody looks or how fast they run or how high they jump. But really what it comes down to is just finding good football players.
Dan is selfless, and if I asked him to go do what the lowest scout needed to do right now, he wouldn't bat an eye.
Hey, what's going on, Dan Morgan? Yeah, nice to meet you, man. This is my last road trip. Thank God, man. Get off the road and reintroduce myself to my family.
Hey, how's everybody going? I'm Dad. I'm husband. Nice to meet you, wife. Nice to meet you, child. I am back.
You married, have kids and stuff? That's awesome, man.
And he's smart, he's dependable, he's tireless. He's one of those guys I got to kick out of here sometimes a bit. Dan, go home.
I was in Dallas for Thanksgiving, so tomorrow I'm going to fly home, and then we're going to do Thanksgiving at the house. If it was something that I didn't like doing, it would be a miserable job. Just in terms of the traveling and always, being in different airports, rental cars, and checking in the different hotels. I mean, sometimes you literally forget, what city you're in just because you're traveling so much.
You got kids?
Man, and that's got to be tough. Obviously, I hope he has a better relationship now that he's not going to have to travel around as much. He's going to be able to be in Carolina. He'll probably still travel, of course, but it'll be on a much more less taxing basis.
Yeah, I got three. I got a 14-year-old daughter, 12-year-old son, and an 11-year-old daughter. So
You get your hands full.
Oh yeah. Well, my wife does.
So
You know us. We're always traveling around.
And again, shout out to him and his kids. Again, this is December 26, 2019, so they're a little bit older now. But that also means that so is Mr. Morgan.
Right.
Busy.
Right.
Yeah.
Your wife's got to be a freaking saint.
Oh yeah, she is.
I'm sure
she is.
man.
She's
That's
awesome, man.
Hey, my wife too. Shout out, Shannon.
The things that I do stress to these guys is when you are here in Orchard Park in Buffalo, if you can make your kids' events, whether it's sports or plays or whatever, I expect you to make them because we miss enough when we're on the road.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, man.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, good
Great
to see you.
and I wish you the best.
Yeah, likewise.
You guys are playing your asses off.
Oh, thanks. Talk to you. We're usually away from our family all week, so it's always exciting to get home and see the kids and see my wife. So. I think the reason that we are having success is because Brandon and Sean work so well together, and everything resonates, through them into the scouting staffs, and the relationships that we have with the coaches is, second to none.
Let's go.
Let go. Let go.
One word. Let go. Let's do it.
As a scout and as a coach, you're not always going to agree on the same players, but that's when it makes you watch the guy more and dig into the guy more. So, because maybe he is right or maybe I'm right. But at the end of the day, we're doing what's best for the Buffalo Bills.
And obviously, again, he's with my Carolina Panthers now. But at that time, they were building a championship roster. They were just hitting these weird roadblocks. And then, of course, COVID hits. Patrick Mahomes is, obviously a problem for everybody. But otherwise, they put a really, really great team around Josh Allen.
We all harmonize and we get along on the field and off the field. And I think it allows us to get to the best result and that nobody's feelings are getting hurt.
It makes you feel good just about the work that you put in. It's rewarding. It makes you want to just keep grinding and keep finding those players and keep getting better. So it really is just a motivation.
I think Dan's spot on that whether it's a free agent you sign, whether it's a rookie you drafted, or it makes you, man, I want to turn over every stone, every rock. I'm going to stay a little bit longer at this school, or I'm going to go to this small school and just check out this one prospect. And Dan's got that drive, and I think that permeates through our scouting department.
I think ultimately you want to gain the respect of your peers, and I want to show those guys that, I can put that work in. I'm willing to put anything aside, my ego, to get the job done. And for me, it was an easy thing to do. So I do take pride in that.
Wow. Well, again, shout out to them. Thank you, Buffalo Bills, for this amazing information. Obviously, you guys didn't know would be benefiting a Carolina Panthers fan in the future, but this is just part 2 of our little mini-series of To Who Dan Morgan Is. You've seen him with the Bills. You've seen him in college. Let's keep going. Let's find out who Dan Morgan really is right here on Roll Coverage. Make sure to subscribe to the socials below, where you can also find out who the heck Dave Canales is. And you can find the 3 shreds of information we found on Brant Tillis, too, right here on Roll Coverage. Thanks for rolling with us. Peace.